What's up, folks? I'm Odd, by the way, and welcome back to the Bootleg Pokemon Challenge. Happy Solstice, I believe, when this video goes up. It'll be the 21st, so the longest day is coming and going, and finally we will start getting back to some sunlight, so that'll be nice. If you are new to this series, which there are, oh my gosh, at this point, like, there's 16, 17 episodes, I take a bootleg Pokemon out of this little baggie, and then I proceed to draw it with a unique design inspired by real life or the Pokemon's weird bootlegged nature, or a little bit of a mix of everything, or just something that the Pokemon seems related to that inspires me. Like I said, some combination or variant of those three things. But the fun part about it is that the bootlegs are notably extremely goofy and weird, and they're just fun to look at. And this is a great way to randomly select them, because I also got a weird range of them when I ordered these, like 72 of them forever ago. There are 73, I believe, because I got another one. So we're coming, like, we're pretty close to the bottom of the bag here, but we still got a ways to go. So at that, let's just get in, and I usually draw in threes for these as well. Open this bag, and I try my best not to look. It's part of the reason that I leave these selection processes in, so that it doesn't look like I'm editing them weird or something. But I won't spend too long on it. Here we go. Yep, hold on. It's, oh my god, Treecko. Treecko, enhance. Its pose kind of reminds me of a Pangoro with like the bamboo coming out of its mouth, because I don't think that these guys are usually holding a leaf in their mouth. So that's an interesting pose that they've decided. It's kind of stepping up. I doubt it'll stand up by itself. Oh no, okay. Never mind, it's not standing up, it's just splayed really wide. Although you could probably make it look like it's stepping up if you had a little support for it. But okay. So we've got ourselves a little Treecko, i.e. Gen 3 had a grass starter, unfortunately. A little bit of a forgettable kind of guy. But I'm excited to have him. I know, like, my brother is the major grass type starter, so he'll be happy about that as well. But let's go on to our second selection. If I can get into the bag here. You. Flat. Whoop. Rapid don't. She is frozen. Free her. Enhance. Oh no. That's right. This is the one that wasn't fully taken out of the block cast or whatever. Maybe I can free her, I don't know. But okay. Got a Rapidash. Rapidon't. Neither rapid nor dashing. I'll figure out something for her. Alright, and our final selection. Could please, thank you. There we go. Grab a quick one. And, oh. Oh, it's Slowking. But it looks like a ascended Homer Simpson. Enhance. He's really goofy. Why is his shell green? And why do his eyes look like... Why does his anything look like that? That is just unfortunate. Another situation of, I don't think this is the shiny. I don't think this is anything. This is just insanity. It looks like a bootleg Pokemon or a bootleg Simpsons figurine. If you got it in either, you would understand that what it was supposed to, what it was trying to be. And each time you would get a different answer. But okay, so we've got our three Pokemon. Did Slowbro evolved into Slowking in Gen 1, right? Like, that was possible, right? I'll have to look it up. But we have potentially 2 Gen 1 Pokemon and a Gen 3 Pokemon. Again, nothing similar between the three of them. Psychic, Fire, and Grass type, I believe, or normal Fire Grass type. One of those. Obviously something that I don't have full information on, but that's alright. At that though, I think I'm just going to pop this over to Speed Paint Voiceover, and I'll show you what I have come up with for these three when we get there. So I'll see you there. Starting out with the Treecko, which, as kind of forgettable as it can be, made me realize that Gen 3 has some pretty mundane starters. I mean, most starters are supposed to be kind of innocuous creatures, I feel like, but Gen 3, after getting starters like a fire salamander and a crocodile, is like, here's a chicken, a mud skipper, and a gecko. Go nuts. That being said, the other two are quite revered. I feel like it's because Treecko really suffers design-wise for its whole line. Sceptile is cool, but it isn't Swampert or Blaziken. Because Treecko is literally listed as the wood gecko Pokemon, I felt like going further down the gecko route would make sense. And what better than one of the most popular kinds, a leopard gecko? Bulbapedia even mentions that there is apparent lore around Treecko being more captive bred than wild, which feels like one of the first mentions of the rarity of starters. It would make sense that they're all sort of relatively domestic Pokemon too, considering their specimens a professor has. I would also imagine there are more captive than wild geckos, especially leopard geckos, with how popular they seem to be. For some reason, I was also determined to get the idea of this Treecko holding their tail. I guess because leopard geckos tend to have just like a lot of fat stored in their big chonky tails, and it's like heavy. Regardless, I eventually found a pose I liked, and I named this girl Dapple, sort of like how light coming through leaves of trees is referred to as dappled, since she kind of looks dappled with spots herself. Dapple is a sweet domestic Treecko who is really more of a lover than a fighter. Since Treecko can predict the weather with their tails, another weird fact I learned while researching, she was adopted by a local meteorologist and is sort of the station mascot. Next up, we have the Rapidash. I'll be honest, I was kind of stuck on the movie Racing Stripes, of all things, for this one. Since we already have a zebra Pokemon though, I thought it might be more interesting to make a hybrid, a Zebroid, or a Zebra Mule, or Zoni. They have a lot of nicknames. A horse-zebra hybrid. This was probably the longest to do just because those stripes and the mane required more detailing. And I think that it's probably my personal favorite, maybe because of that. I kind of fabricated my own little headcanon here that while most Pokemon breeding results in offspring that completely resemble the mother, occasionally paternal traits can show through, especially if the Pokemon are very genetically similar, i.e. Rapidash and Zebstrika. This Rapidash, named Flash, is such a combination. He's the child of a particularly beloved racing Rapidash and the trainer Zebstrika, an accidental pairing, but the result turned out a lightning-quick Ponyta and subsequent Rapidash with a unique black fire striped mane and body. Flash is more than a little ornery, but he's smart enough to know that his rider is needed to race as much as he'd rather do it himself. Finally, we have the Slowking. If beforehand you had asked me to draw a Slowking from memory, first off, I might have just gotten it like 80% of it wrong, but what I know I would have missed would have been the ruff around their neck. I don't know how I didn't catch or pay any attention to that weird little collar they get. I guess it is to make them look more royal. Kind of just looks like a clown collar to me. Regardless, since I saw Slowking might be based partially on a hippo, and that makes sense, I think because 'tis the season, my mind went to that one part of Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas, the 3D one, where Minnie and Daisy are doing like a skate off and they both suddenly have a trove of alligators and purple hippos and tutus. I thought it would be funny to have a Slowking with the ruff, which also kind of resembles a tutu around their waist, but because it did look unbalanced, I decided to keep the one up top as well. I also made her purple, which is kind of like the Galarian Slowking, but this is all over and not like poison. So she is a double ruff purple Slowking. Queen? Females can be kings, I guess. This is Matilda, and after becoming a Slowking, she found herself fascinated by dance. Since Slowking can't talk like the one in the films, she uses dance to show her feelings and ideas. She is often still very slow-moving, though, and often just appears to be standing in one pose. It's unknown if she evolved with the secondary ruff or found it somehow, but regardless, it suits her well. And those are all of my Pokemon for this week's episode. Please leave a like if you did like it, and subscribe to catch more of this and all the fun art stuff that I do in the future. Which one of these three is your favorite? I'm still pretty partial to Flash, but they all turned out super cute. At that though, I'll leave this here, and I'll see y'all next time.